before Roe.
This is exactly what I expected. They bring out the old coat hanger.
You're arrogant.
Go for it, Geraldo. Come on, keep going.
Okay, Joey.
You're making a fool of yourself.
On this.
Don't you? You know something?
What?
You insulting punk.
Okay.
Oh, what? Am I your new
Joey,
Bongino?
Go. If you want that role.
Another one bites the dust over at Fox and honestly cable media generally. Geraldo Rivera has left his position as the lone dissenting quasi-liberal, if you could even give him that, voice on Fox's The Five, announcing his departure via Twitter today. Let's pull up the tweet from Geraldo. He says, "Morning, it's official. I'm off The Five. My last scheduled show appearances are Thursday and Friday, June 29th and 30th. It's been a great run and I appreciate having had the opportunity. Being odd man out isn't always easy. For the time being, I'm still correspondent-at-large." Listen, I have no love for Geraldo Rivera, but there were moments. He had his moments in his on-screen scuffles with his colleagues. Notably, an on-screen scuffle he had with one Dan Bongino in 2021 when discussing police brutality.
Geraldo knows everything, apparently, despite the fact he knows nothing.
Dan, stop arguing over time. Now it's your turn. You have the mic.
Yeah, they did an actual study on police contacts and found no systemic racism. It was the Department of Justice, their Bureau of Justice statistics, but he doesn't know any of that. But secondly, this is again why being a reporter about police.
What, you have a 10-minute career as a cop?
Geraldo, you got it. Geraldo,
you've been running for office for the last 20 years.
Take a Valium.
Geraldo,
You've been talking forever. People like Geraldo continue to pump out a race narrative.
Right. You tell that to the black families that see their sons being killed.
That's all you got.
Twice the rate of white.
You got nothing else, buddy. You've got nothing else.
That's a fact.
You've got nothing else. All you want to do is see the country burn. You just want to see the country burn. That's it.
I want to see the country burn. You son of a bitch. I want to see the country burn. You punk.
Take a Valium. Come on, Dan Bongino. That's Geraldo Rivera. That's not Judge Jeanine. But let's get into some of the reporting on this. From the Associated Press, Geraldo Rivera has quit as one of the lonely liberal voices on Fox News' popular political combat show, The Five, saying Wednesday that a growing tension that goes beyond editorial differences made it no longer worth it to him. Quote, "It's been a rocky ride, but it has also been an exhilarating adventure that spanned quite a few years," he said in an interview with the Associated Press on Wednesday. "I hope it's not my last adventure." You're not dying, Geraldo, okay? They're not taking you out behind the bar. You're gonna be fine. You can have other adventures. But he's had some more recent public disagreements with Fox personalities, which really does seem like it's the driving factor behind this decision to part ways with Geraldo. Shortly after Fox News fired Tucker Carlson, he tweeted out that he thought Carlson's views on January 6th were bullcrap. So we have that tweet. And Greg Gutfeld didn't like it. So Geraldo said, "I don't wish ill on anybody, but there is no doubt, as I said at the time, Tucker Carlson's perverse January 6th conspiracy theory was bullcrap. Having lost the election, President Trump incited an insurrection that sought to undermine our constitutional process," to which Greg Gutfeld, the idiot that he is, replied, "You're a class act, Geraldo, a real man of the people, and you, Greg Gutfeld, are no man at all." But Rivera says that while he chose to quit, Fox wasn't exactly sad to see him go. Rivera said that it was his choice to leave, quote, The Five, but that Fox management didn't race after me to say, "Geraldo, please come back." Now, perhaps Rivera was finally opening his eyes to the incitement of violence and manipulation of conservative media outlets, particularly Fox News. He alluded to this idea last year when discussing the Canadian trucker story.
It is conservative media that has gone from support to incitement. These people are violating the rights of others in Canada.
Are you saying we're inciting it?
I mean, Miranda, one thing I think is concerning about this is the fact that Geraldo's not even a Democrat or liberal in any way. He's a Republican. He just has some beliefs in common sense gun reform and pro-choice legislation, and they can't even tolerate him.
Yeah, this feels like when a friend of yours goes through a bad breakup and they claim that it was mutual, but you've heard from other friends that it maybe wasn't so mutual. But they're like, no, I decided to leave, and we decided it was a good thing. And I'm like, did you? Was it? Or did Gutfeld take you to the back office and say, you're gonna quit or else, Yeah, people calling him a liberal is a bit of a stretch for me based on the fact that he only sometimes has common sense views, like you said. But yeah, it's interesting to see. I think that his mental health will probably improve because every time I watch The Five, I feel like I lose just 20 at least more brain cells than I had before I started for every 30 seconds of The Five clip that I watch. So yeah, it's interesting to see the cuts that Fox is making after the lawsuit that they had. But I think he'll be better off. I think maybe his adventures will be in greener pastures.
Right. Yeah. And just to the point that you were making about feeling dumber after watching it, I had to watch an episode of Gutfeld ! Like Jeb ! To make a Rebel HQ video. And it was like the same as getting a lobotomy. I swear to God, afterwards, I was like, there's a portion of like Phineas Gage, a railroad spike has gone through my skull and removed portions of my brain.
It's like 5 minutes you just cannot get back.
Right, exactly. And not just 5 minutes of my life that I should have been doing something better with, that now I have tainted myself with listening to Gutfeld attempt to make jokes. And the episode I watched, he insinuated in his joke that he was a pedophile. And I'm like, this is Fox News, folks.